So we're going to have a lot of VIPs tonight, but my favorite VIPs are about to make an entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our amazing students from Arizona's university and high school laboratories. These students have worked so hard, and they are so smart. But more importantly, they are our future, because they are going to find the treatments and cures that we don't have answers for. They're going to use new technologies to do things faster than we ever did. And students, now is your chance to take your bow on 3. 1, 2, 3. Take your bow. Come on, guys. Thank you, students. You may be seated at your tables. Have fun. My name's Joan Kerber-Walker, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 22nd Arizona Bioindustry Awards. And we have some amazing people that you're going to learn about tonight. It's also my job as MC to get things going. And so there are some things that we need to do as we kick off before we bring a very, very important guest to the stage. So what we're going to do now is I want to thank, first of all, Bayer Neurological Institute for supporting the AZ Advances Talent Program now, which includes the Student Discovery Zone. More than 1,600 students have had an opportunity to make industry connections, compete for scholarships, and move into internships through the help of that program. And Governor, the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund also helps to fund that program. So thank you for your support. We also tonight have a number of elected leaders with us from the Board of Regents, from the legislature, from the school districts, from the county supervisors, and the list is long. So if you would please stand if you hold elected office, and we will give you a round of applause. Come on, don't be shy. Now, protocol is that when you're introducing elected leaders, you always introduce the governor first. But when your governor is coming up on stage to share her thoughts with us, you leave the best for last. Please welcome Governor Katie Hobbs.
Thank you. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. I am thrilled to be able to join you today. I know that I always get this invitation, and this is the first year I've been able to be here, so I'm very excited to be here. And I'm very excited about what this sector is doing. Arizona's health innovation sector has been on the rise for a long time, and it is one of the strongest in the nation. If you look at the numbers, we know that this industry employs over 365,000 Arizonans. This sector has an economic impact of $43.67 billion. That was in 2023. So we know that that's continuing to grow as well. But it is not just about the numbers. It's about the lives that are impacted by the work of everyone here today. And it's about how we can further capitalize on our momentum as the nation's leading semiconductor and AI hub, which further supports biomedical innovation. You all are working to improve the health of our communities, addressing unmet medical needs, and creating better solutions for those living with disease. Your work encompasses research and innovation, driving breakthroughs and pushing us forward. Medical devices and diagnostics, making sure that we have the best tools at our disposal. Pharmaceuticals and therapeutics, developing life-saving drugs and therapies. Every facet of this industry is invaluable in creating a healthier Arizona and obviously beyond Arizona as well. And this is what we're here to celebrate. Your achievements, your breakthroughs, your efforts to build stronger, healthier communities. Whether you're a university or institution, physician or other healthcare professional, a business leader, innovator, researcher, patient advocate, educator, or student, your role in the life science ecosystem is felt across the state. And as governor, I'm so proud of all of the work that's represented here, driving innovation, the economy, and better quality of life for so many Arizonans, and it is a privilege to be here to celebrate with you. And with that, I am so honored to present this year's Pioneer Award for Lifetime Achievement. This recognition goes to someone who, throughout their career, has gone above and beyond to make life better for Arizonans and people around the world. This year's honoree, Dr. Eric Ryman, has focused his efforts on addressing Alzheimer's, a far too common disease that has touched so many lives, both directly and indirectly. Dr. Ryman isn't motivated by accolades or awards. He's motivated by the people his work centers around and the opportunity to change someone's life for the better. Please turn your attention to the short video honoring Dr. Ryman's career.
Eric Ryman is definitely a trailblazer, not only in Alzheimer's research, but in Arizona. I think the quality that I see within him that really demonstrates that leadership is his innate curiosity.
Eric always wants to achieve something bigger and greater. For example, the Alzheimer's Prevention Initiative was really his vision to say, we need to find an effective cure or treatment for Alzheimer's disease. And we can't do that alone. We have to bring together groups and organizations, not only here in the United States and here in Arizona, but globally.
Just think about today that Banner Alzheimer's Institute being recognized as the place in the world, not the country, the world, for Alzheimer's and prevention. He originally said to me, I want to get consensus with everybody involved as we work towards a prevention. That's tough to do. Consensus, how about let's see if we can work together to get cooperation. He's done that better than anybody I've ever met. And that continues not just with Alzheimer's, but on research and biotech and bioscience in general, where he's a leader on a worldwide basis.
Eric has a firm belief that data and samples that we collect should be shared broadly so that we can get to answers faster. We set the precedent. In our first trial that took place in Colombia, South America, we had a precedent-setting agreement to share all the data and samples. The NIH has now stepped forward and now requires researchers to do this. Eric, being the visionary that he is, said back in 2010, we have to do this, and we did it.
He personally is responsible for recruiting some incredible talent to our state, which only elevates what we do in the biosciences. He really demands that of us. How do we collaborate more broadly so that we can impact a wider group of individuals and the overall health of our state? He used his curiosity to create a fundamental shift by using brain imaging to really understand what was going on in the brain before the symptoms actually appeared. And that caused a major shift from going in after cognitive decline has started to being able to intervene prior to that.
My name is Eric Ryman. I'm CEO of Banner Alzheimer's Institute, director of the Arizona Alzheimer's Consortium. When I look back on my career and what we've accomplished so far, and when I look back at what we hope to do in the next 5 years, I could not be more grateful or excited. Thanks to the skills of my wonderful colleagues at different institutions, we have been able to create a program to make a fundamental difference in the early detection, diagnosis, treatment, and potential prevention of Alzheimer's disease, the study of other age-related disorders and aging itself, and create what is now a destination center in the fight against these conditions. We've been very excited to make some contributions along the way, developing research methods to use brain imaging techniques to understand the human mind and brain in improved ways. And it is my great hope that we will find a way to prevent this devastating disorder as soon as possible. I realize that anything we've been able to accomplish has been the result of the privilege I've had to work with such talented colleagues and collaborators together.
He is so committed not only to his work, but also his team members, his colleagues. He really gets to know you as a person. He cares about you. He cares about your family. From my son's bris to my daughter's bat mitzvah, my grandfather's funeral. He is a true friend and a colleague and a mentor.
He's a very kind, caring, quiet person and is changing the world. Most of us never get to say that. He's done that, and they're going to know that they're not going to get Alzheimer's. They'll be able to avoid it. Think about that. Literally hundreds of millions of people because of Dr. Ryman.
Dr. Ryman, please join us on the stage.
Why don't you stand in the middle? We are so thankful to Dr. Ryman for everything that he has done and for Governor Cobbs for joining us today. Thank you, Governor. Okay, and now to introduce our next presenter, please welcome Kristen Swingle of the Critical Path Institute.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is a privilege to be here to celebrate the essential role that public service plays in advancing life sciences in Arizona. The discoveries that change lives, the innovations that transform healthcare, and the breakthroughs that fuel our economy all depend on a foundation of public commitment and on people who choose to serve. Public service in support of the life sciences is about creating the conditions where discovery thrives and where science serves humanity. It means fostering trust between researchers and the public, ensuring ethical stewardship of innovation, and championing access so that every advancement benefits everyone, not just a few. By supporting the life sciences in higher education, public servants help nurture the next generation of innovators and uphold the promise that science, guided by service, can improve and extend lives in Arizona and beyond. Please turn your attention to the screens as we learn more about our public service honoree, Regent Fred Duvall.
Regent Duvall is innovative by nature. He's obviously a great leader, but the true essence of his leadership is collaboration and taking that collaboration to make new and interesting ideas. But the most important thing about working with him is he does listen. He listens to other regents, to presidents, to policymakers, to faculty, to constituents. He thinks about the big idea. What does the state really need? We have a teacher's crisis. How do we do that? He comes up with the Arizona Teachers Academy. How do we get more doctors and nurses and allied health individuals to stay in Arizona? He comes up with Healthy Tomorrows. There's almost no area in public higher education in the state of Arizona where Regent Duvall has not had influence in. And it's touched every part of this state.
My father was brought here to be the founding dean of the University of Arizona College of Medicine in 1963. It's what brought me to Arizona. And the regents had a really tough call to make, whether the College of Medicine should be in Tucson at U of A or in Phoenix, which had the larger population base. It went to Tucson for a number of really sound reasons, but it was unfinished business what to do about Maricopa County and Phoenix. And I took that up as a regent, and between the U of A College of Medicine, where we sit today, and ASU is now coming online with its own College of Medicine, I'm finishing my father's legacy and very proud of that. When the College of Medicine came online in the late 60s, we were roughly about the national average in terms of the number of physicians per 1,000 citizens. We are now 47th. What's the connection to bioscience is that the more medical talent you have, the more end up doing lab research and doing clinical research, which then leads to test results, it leads to growth, it leads to ideas, it leads to commercialization, and it leads to an economic engine around bioscience. So it starts with the talent, and the talent is something that we're responsible for producing.
Fred understands people, he understands how to work with people, and he likes to hear them. He likes to understand their problems, and then he likes to work on solutions with them. And that is really his superpower. One of his real signature creations is Regents Grants. And Regents Grants is an effort by Arizona's public universities to study and to find quick solutions for Arizona's problems.
Over 20 university patents. I've got an Oura Rings monitoring my blood pressure, my steps, 12 university patents. I'll get in my car, university patents in that battery technology. University research touches and improves every single part of our lives. And when that research gets matched up with talented, forward-leaning private industry, magic happens. And Arizona has really a wonderful collection of assets in brain health. We need to create an economic talent cluster around as many of these areas as we can in order to grow the sector, become a place where people need to be if they want to bring their talents into that sector, and where we can drive economic growth for the citizens of Arizona through the 21st century.
Please welcome to the stage Regent Fred Duvall.
Thank you, Regent Duvall, for everything you've done for the state. You know, many people don't realize he is the only regent in Arizona history that was appointed by both a Democratic and a Republican governor. We need more bipartisan solutions like that one. All right, and so now I would like to introduce you to Melissa Lampson from the Arizona Commerce Authority. Come on up, Melissa. And the Arizona Commerce Authority is the presenting sponsor of Arizona Bioscience Week, and everything that we do throughout the state is thanks to their support and partnership. So thank you to everyone at the ACA.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us. This is a wonderful event. We're so excited to be a sponsor of the AZBio Awards. Thanks to Joan and the AZBio team for always throwing such a wonderful event. On behalf of Sandra Watson and the Arizona Commerce Authority, we're really excited to collaborate with everyone in the bioscience community. We hope that in April at Arizona Tech Week, you will all join us in being able to promote and celebrate and spotlight all the amazing technology and innovation that's happening in the bioscience industry. Arizona Tech Week will be April 6th through the 12th. We can give you more information on our website at the Arizona Commerce Authority. And now it's my great honor to present this award. The John W. McGarity Arizona Bioscience Leader of the Year Award recognizes outstanding leadership that contributed significantly to development of the state's bio industry and the advancement of biosciences in Arizona. Please turn your attention to the screen to learn about this year's honoree.
What is one word that you feel like describes who he is as a leader?
One word.
It's really hard.
That's near impossible. Collaborative. to be innovative, to be, forward thinking and really trying to change the landscape, you have to be collaborative. You can't do it on your own.
Generative, meaning he creates opportunities, he creates solutions, he creates a culture. I am so excited about this award for Dave Dexter. I've worked for other CEOs, I've worked for other organizations, and he consistently delivers in a way that is unexpected.
Gets you into the space you need to be, pushes you to be great, and then gets out of your way. Looking at what he does for our team members, those folks on the front line, this is a man that really understands how to connect with somebody and create that collaborative environment in a way that I've never truly experienced before.
A leader that truly has a value system, whether it be with the community, with employees, doing what's right to make things better.
Dex firmly believes that to be a strong leader, it's an imperative to support the community in which you serve. You support the community that supports you. We all sit on charitable boards, and we're all encouraged to do that in both our professional and personal time. It's about what are we doing that makes the place we're living a better place to be.
I never aspired to be a CEO. So when I became a CEO, I was determined to never forget what it's like to be an employee. And I don't make decisions, even to this day, without considering the impact to employees. We give everyone very clear objectives and deliverables. We give them the resources to do their job. And then basically I get the hell out of their way. When I told my senior team what I did with Operation Catapult, there was dead silence for about a minute.
In some ways, seemed like it couldn't be the path forward because it was taking technology that existed for many years and piecing it together, but it was the only solution.
Watching Dex work and getting direct feedback and having him as a mentor for the last 10 years really has given me the confidence to truly be a leader.
We've become a center of excellence for cancer in Arizona, not just here in Phoenix, but also in Tucson. And AZBio is an integral aspect of that too. So I just think CEOs have a moral and ethical responsibility to really make a difference in the communities in which we live and work. And that's one of the things that has really driven me. It's really about trying to make a difference for others. That's my sense of purpose.
Please welcome to the stage our Arizona Bioscience Leader of the Year, David A. Dexter.
So Dave, thank you for your leadership on the AZBio Board of Directors too. We can't do it without all of our Board of Directors. So if you didn't figure it out when the kids came in and I started to tear up, okay, I have a real soft spot for students and educators. And that is something that's very, very, very important. So as we look at, making a difference in our community, the City of Phoenix has been the presenting sponsor of the AZBio Awards since almost there was an AZBio Awards. But they also invest across our community, from national conferences like Bio all the way down to programs for workforce and development. And I am thrilled to introduce to you our next presenter, Claudia Whitehead, lead of the Community and Economic Development, Bioscience, and Healthcare Strategic Initiative at the City of Phoenix. Claudia?
So thank you, Joan, and thank you to all of the AZBio Award and AZBio staff. I think that this is one of my favorite events to come to celebrate all of the innovation that is happening throughout the state. And because of all of you and your efforts, it's really putting us all on the global stage. And so it's really a privilege to be up here and to sponsor AZBio Awards, and also to really, I like to say that I have the best job because I get to live vicariously through all of you who are making a difference in people's lives every day. So thank you all, and it's really a privilege to be here and present this award. And I'm really excited to see that, to present this Researcher of the Year award because she is really a leader globally and really making a difference in women's health. So one second, I want to make sure that I do not miss saying all of these great things. So the Arizona Bioscience Researcher of the Year recognizes a life science researcher in Arizona for significant contributions to the advancement of knowledge and the understanding of biological processes. I would say that she is also a leader in women's health and the commitment to women's health. Please turn your attention to the screen to learn more about this amazing year's honoree.
Melissa Herbst-Kralowitz is at the vanguard of women's health, an area that's been significantly understudied in the past. But she's really pushing the boundaries of understanding how the microbiome and other factors in a woman's health affect fertility and her overall well-being. She's made a huge impact on this area.
Dr. Melissa Herbst-Kralowitz has established a cutting-edge research program focused on understanding host-microbe interactions, for example, looking at vaginal bacteria and how it influences gynecologic outcomes. She's also developing biomarker-based tools for early detection of cancer, and all of this is just transforming the way we approach women's health.
In our lab, we work on a whole array of different women's health conditions, right? So there are a lot of unanswered questions in women's health. What we've been focused on is studying the microbiome, but also more recently, better understanding the cervical vaginal microenvironment in terms of how those changes might relate to pathophysiologic mechanisms of disease. Early detection of endometrial cancer is really important because that directly correlates with how well women do once they've been diagnosed. Ovarian cancer was always known as the most deadly gynecologic cancer, but endometrial cancer has actually surpassed ovarian cancer in terms of deadliness. And I think that's something that most people don't realize. Currently, diagnosis requires painful and invasive biopsies, and that also requires healthcare setting. So this can create a real barrier for certain women to seek care. What excites me most about women's health innovation, particularly in our lab, is being able to design a test that could be self-collected to empower women, that they could do that in the privacy of their own home, as easy as a pregnancy test, and get answers, which would then ultimately improve outcomes and save lives.
In Arizona, Latinas, Native American women, and those living in rural communities often face delays in diagnosis and worse outcomes. Non-invasive diagnostics could bring care closer to home, reduce disparities, and ensure that every woman, regardless of where she lives, has the opportunity for early detection and better health outcomes.
If we could break down those barriers, and if we could create non-invasive diagnostics for women, more women would access these tests, and more women would get diagnosed at an earlier stage where we can intervene and they could have better outcomes.
So please join me in welcoming to the stage Arizona Bioscience Researcher of the Year, I would say also Mentor of the Year. She inspires so many women and mentors globally, across the globe, Dr. Melissa Herbst-Kravelich. Welcome.
All right. So we had an amazing panel of leading women on Monday night at the PBC, and it was wonderful to hear all of the advancements that are coming out in that area, and our Researcher of the Year is leading the way. Now, remember we talked about the future? The future comes from our educators. And to improve the quality of life in Arizona and benefit future generations is the mission of the Flynn Foundation, and they have been supporting Arizona educators and Arizona students for decades. Please welcome to the stage Mary O'Reilly, Vice President, Bioscience Research Programs at the Flynn Foundation, to present our next award.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it is my sincere pleasure to be here this afternoon, and what a great crowd. But first of all, can I just start by saying a very warm congratulations to Dr. Ryman. Dr. Ryman, from everybody at Flynn, Dr. Ryman is the chair of our board of directors. We greatly appreciate your leadership and your guidance into the future. But I'd like to take my job today actually is to introduce the Educator of the Year award. This is a really important award, and you know what's exciting is that it's actually somebody from the K-12 system this year. The K-12 is super important to all of us. They're our partners to make sure that we have the young people who are being trained to be globally competitive. Now in the biosciences, that's just so important. We need the best students to be trained as well as possible, and hopefully then stay and join the happily growing bioscience industry here. So I would like to introduce the Michael A. Kasanovich Arizona Bioscience Educator Award to honor an educator who has demonstrated the greatest leadership, creativity, and continues to inspire her students here in Arizona. Please turn your attention to the screens to learn a little more.
I'm so happy to recognize Kim Rogers as the 2025 Bioscience Educator of the Year. Her leadership and innovation not only shapes the lives of her students, but also strengthens Arizona's bioscience community and workforce for years to come.
Hi, my name is Kim Rogers. I'm the biomedical sciences teacher at Mountain Ridge High School. This program introduces students to not only your traditional bioscience jobs, doctor, nurse, surgeons, things like that, but expands it into every level of bioscience you can imagine. Students step into the roles of these professionals, learn about the path individuals have taken to get there, and perform hands-on activities while solving real-world scenarios and problems to help them develop critical and analytical thinking skills that they can take beyond our classroom into whatever career they choose.
My name is Savar Sharma. I'm a senior at Mountain Ridge High School and I'm part of the Biomedical Sciences program. I've been in the program for all 4 years and I've really enjoyed my time. The most important thing that I've learned from her is how to prioritize everything. She always puts her students first, and that's the kind of person I want to be.
Hi, my name is Ethan Best, and currently I am a Midwestern student at the Arizona College of Osteopathic Medicine. Looking back on my time at Ms. Rogers' class, it really was very pivotal when I went into Midwestern. Just today, we were talking about different types of DNA recombinant techniques, really groundbreaking research that we talked about in Ms. Rogers' class. You know, in medical school, you get a ton of information thrown at you, but that was a couple less things that I needed to know because I already knew it in my time at high school. A lot of the lab techniques and stuff that they had to teach people how to use micropipettes. They had to teach people how to do like smears on a agar plate, and it really set me up for success.
As a career and technical education program, it is vital that we continue to offer programs like biomedical science and bioscience in the high schools. It not only helps students understand what's available, but helps them fine-tune their interest and skills. And as our students have said, it's preparing them for what they will do in secondary and beyond. We've been fortunate in the 12 plus years of having this program to develop some really great industry partners within the Valley, not only having guest speakers and field trip experiences with Grand Canyon, partnerships with TGen, Midwestern, and other industries throughout the state. We utilize not only the Maricopa County Superintendent's Office industry spotlight videos, we utilize the Mayo Clinic career spotlight videos throughout the year, and it gives students many more opportunities to learn about them, along with the career connections built into the Project Lead the Way curriculum.
Hi, my name is Kristen Kaus, and I'm the Manager of Education Outreach at TGen. Kim has done an amazing job of bringing in partnerships to her classroom to elevate the community connection for her students. By providing speakers, presentations, tours, the students are able to see themselves in these jobs where otherwise, without these partnerships, they wouldn't know that they're available.
Several students have participated in TGen's Leadership Academy over the years. We've had students apply and earn Flynn Scholar status in the past as well. So fortunately, Arizona has a great wealth of opportunities for students to learn and hopefully remain in Arizona when they become professionals.
So please join me in welcoming Ms. Kim Rogers to the table. And I will say, I have been to her classroom and will attest to everything that's just been said. It's wonderful.
How many people can say that they are literally shaping the future every day at work? Congratulations, Kim. All right, now it is my pleasure to introduce you to the chairman of the board of the Arizona Bioindustry Association, who will be presenting our next awards. Please welcome Kevin Parker of C&D Life Sciences.
What a great crowd. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and congratulations to all the winners. It's humbling to see what innovation and what new things are coming here in Arizona, and I have the privilege tonight to talk about a few of those. So this evening, I have the privilege of introducing the Arizona Bio Fastlane Award honorees. This award honors the select few companies that have achieved outstanding milestones in the past 18 months. C&D Life Sciences, where I work, was past Fastlane Award winner, so shout out to the table. Significant progress is measured by clinical results, regulatory approvals, certifications, collaborations, funding awards, product launches, job growth, or product sales milestones. Now, let's meet the first of our 3 Fastlane honorees.
My name is Kent Dix, and I'm CEO of Life 365, and I'm one of the original founders of the company. I tend to see the future. By 2027, it's anticipated we'll lose 800,000 or more care providers. Technology is going to have to start filling the gap. People don't want to be in the hospital, they want to be at home. But we need to start connecting more people cost effectively because our clinicians are overburdened with the amount of care requirements that are needed going forward. What's the main driver of our trillion-dollar economy now? It's AI. And data is going to play an incredible role in that.
I'm Jay Roberts. I'm the Chief Development Officer for Life 365. We think the most important thing is to be able to provide systems and tools in order to move data to improve patient outcome, both for chronic and for healthy people. And to the extent that you give tools and you give access to technology to healthy people, then they're going to be more inclined to take better care of their health. And that's a big part of our goal.
And if we do that, it allows them to be able to prioritize who is the person that probably needs the most amount of care.
As an advisor and as an investor in this industry, I've seen a large number of companies that are coming forward with innovative technologies. Life 365 happens to be on the leading edge of a lot of those innovations.
So this is one of the solutions of PillDrill that we acquired about 1.5 years ago. When they take their medication, this will glow blue when it's time to take their medication. I can go to my phone and see on my phone that Kent took his medication today. It allows me to see a bunch of different things about mom and dad. They're up, they're following our instructions, and they're taking their medication. Medication was the third thing I looked at. I want to be behaviorally, socially connected to them and the family as well. And this kind of brings us all together. I think Life 365 enables healthcare to do a dynamic shift from the traditional four walls of the hospital into the home. I think it gives patients the freedom to make the decisions. It's going to involve innovation, not innovation that we have to worry about inventing over the next 5 to 10 years. But a lot of it's going to be partnering with companies and bringing assets together that meet the market need. Joan and AZBio have done a fabulous job in trying to bring the community together to not only help innovate technology that's in Arizona and bring it into a commercial state from our universities into a commercial state. And Joan is a great facilitator in bringing those partnerships together.
Please welcome to the stage Kent Dix, CEO and founder of Life 365. Please turn your attention to the screen to meet our next Fast Lane honoree, Lifespan Digital Health.
My name's Jeff Carey. I'm the founder and CEO of Lifespan Digital Health. The concept of Lifespan evolved from higher education for students, looking at stress and anxiety. And fast forward, my research evolved to include Sam Keim. And that led me on the journey to know that physician health are an underserved and marginalized community. They need help just as bad as the next person when it comes to behavioral and mental health.
I'm Sam Keim. I'm professor and chair of emergency medicine at the University of Arizona in Tucson. Burnout is a very important issue in healthcare. Studies have shown that about 50% of healthcare providers meet the definition diagnostically of burnout. My research led me to better understand what were the ingredients that led to people burning out and what ingredients led to people being resilient and thriving despite the stress-filled environment.
Empower is a digital platform that has a set of integrated tools and components that will be able to identify healthcare workers, physicians, and nurses that are at risk for burnout, build a risk profile, and be able to identify, recommend, and deliver personalized interventions on demand. Program directors now are using observation, basically, on what the wellness is of their program based on self-reporting assessments. We can give them the data-driven insights to see exactly how my program is doing, and these are the areas where I need to shore it up.
We understand that hundreds of thousands of lives are lost in this country every year because of medical error. There's no question that burnout plays a big part in that. Finding a way to measure where someone is on those wellness behaviors is important information for them. Our platform will allow a network of communication that protects the privacy of the individual while giving the healthcare leaders the information they need about what the problems are in the environment that are causing the stress.
Our hope for the adoption of this tool is that it will create a better quality of life for these physicians that have spent their blood, sweat, and tears to become physicians, long hours away from home, make it all worth it for them so that they don't leave the profession that they love.
Please welcome to the stage Lifespan Digital Health co-founders Jeff Carey and Dr. Samuel Keim, along with Chief Product Officer Lynn Andrews. Please turn your attention to the screens to learn about our final Fast Lane honoree, Reference Medicine.
Hi, I'm Inga Rose. I'm founder and CEO of Reference Medicine. We're a biospecimen provider in the oncology space. Cancer specimens are really, really hard to find. They're really expensive, it's really slow, and we're here to fix that. I've spent my whole career in the oncology diagnostics space, and one of the major challenges that we had was access to good specimens. A lot of the specimens that we would get just weren't good quality, and it almost became normal that, like, okay, 30% of them are gonna fail. So that's just, we work around it, we get creative. And so founded Reference Medicine so that people don't have to get creative. With the right skill set, the right experience, the right partnerships, it's not impossible.
My name is Erin Schlum, and my position here is Head of Operational Development and Quality Manager. These tests take sometimes weeks at a time, so where Reference Medicine is different is we do a ton of quality control. So we will extract DNA from that specimen and then run a quality control check looking at the DNA integrity score and the concentration obtained from that specimen, the tumor quality, and we have a pathologist review to ensure that what is being purchased by our customers is of high quality.
So researchers think about biospecimen procurement differently when they work with Reference Medicine. They're able to go online or work directly with us to be able to build their cohort of samples and have that delivered to their lab within days and affordably. I've lived in Arizona my whole life. I've been part of the biosciences community for my whole college career at ASU, and then also beyond that as I entered my career.
Phoenix is really unique with this AZBio community, right down from the start of Reference Medicine when we were awarded the Flynn Foundation Award. We have been involved with AZBio for a number of years, and having this award, it's really impactful from a woman-owned company as well. One, to have won this award, but two, to just be involved in AZBio and everything that it stands for.
AZBio in particular has been an amazing connector that has allowed me to meet other founders, other mentors that have helped guide me on things for Reference Medicine or myself personally as a leader within the space. Just so many passionate people that really want to see the Phoenix Biosciences thrive. We're becoming a hotspot. And it's really exciting to see that over the years, and I think it's just the beginning.
Please welcome to the stage Reference Medicine founder and CEO, Inga Rose.
So our fast lane companies are driving Arizona forward. You know, it's interesting that these emerging companies, okay, C&D Life Sciences is very modest, okay? They've created more jobs in the last year than any other of our early stage companies in the state of Arizona, and they're on a track to do it this year too. So, Inga, you and Kevin can compete to see who gets to #1 first. All right. But innovations that start in Arizona, grow in Arizona, and then get acquired by big companies that stay and grow in Arizona. And it's really interesting that both our presenter and our honoree this year followed that path. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Rima Almadin. And Rima is currently, I'm going to get this right, the worldwide head and president of Becton Dickinson, BD, Peripheral Intervention. Rima?
Good evening, everyone. It's a true honor to be here tonight to present the award for Arizona Bioscience Company of the Year. At BD Peripheral Intervention, our mission is simple. We empower clinicians with innovations that fight vascular disease, support patients with end-stage renal disease, and detect and treat cancer, helping millions worldwide live longer, healthier lives. Like our winner tonight, BD's story is deeply intertwined with Arizona's bioscience community. Some of you may remember when C.R. Bard, with its strong Arizona roots, was recognized as Company of the Year in 2017. Just 3 years later, as BD, Becton Dickinson, we were humbled to receive this same honor. These milestones reflect the strength and impact of Arizona's bioscience ecosystem. What is today BD Peripheral Intervention started as a small Arizona startup. It grew, was acquired by Bard, and ultimately became part of BD. Today, we are a global leader, but we are never lost of entrepreneurial spirit and commitment to patients that fuel innovation. That spirit is embodied by tonight's honoree, Roche Tissue Diagnostics. Their story began here 40 years ago when Dr. Tom Grogan, a University of Arizona pathologist, believed there had to be a better way to evaluate a patient's tumor. From those beginnings as Ventana Medical Systems to becoming a vital part of Roche, they have stayed laser-focused on advancing cancer diagnostics. Today, they're a global leader with more than 250 cancer tests and technologies, impacting over 41 million people in 2024 alone. Like BD, Roche Tissue Diagnostics innovates for one reason: to make a difference in the lives of people living with cancer. Tonight, we celebrate not only their extraordinary scientific contributions, but also the hope and impact they bring to patients and families worldwide. And now, I invite you to turn your attention to the screens to learn more about Roche Tissue Diagnostics, the 2025 Arizona Bioscience Company of the Year.
We're honored to be acknowledged as the AZBio Company of the Year, especially as we celebrate 40 years of driving diagnostic certainty for patients. Our steadfast commitment to developing cancer diagnostic tests and the instruments that run them has driven innovations that break down the barriers for labs, customers, patients, and pathologists, and it's really revolutionized the practice of medicine. What started as an idea to improve the lives of patients afflicted with cancer in 1985 by University of Arizona pathologist Dr. Thomas Grogan continues today through our focus on personalizing healthcare. This focus helps guide tailored treatments to improve outcomes globally, impacting millions of lives. Take a few more moments to take a look at the important innovation that fuels the work at Roche Tissue Diagnostics.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage, from Roche Diagnostics Corporation, Rebecca Ewald, Vice President and Life Cycle Leader for Oncology Assays, and Ron Dinizo, Vice President, Corporate Accounts.
Thank you, Rima. Congratulations, Roche. All right, now please turn your attention to the screen because we're starting a new era in Arizona, and this video is going to tell you a little bit about it.
In 2002, Arizona set out on a bold mission to become a national leader in the biosciences. With vision, collaboration, and commitment, the state launched its first bioscience roadmap, commissioned by the Flynn Foundation, a blueprint for innovation, economic growth, and impact. More than 2 decades later, Arizona's bioscience sector has grown dramatically, transforming our economy and improving healthcare in the state and beyond. Today, we build on that momentum with the next generation of our roadmap, refined, re-energized, and ready for the future. With statewide input from Tucson to Flagstaff, we've established 5 bold goals. Amplify the collaborative gene to unlock new opportunities. Accelerate research to solve scientific, health, and community challenges. Elevate Arizona's startup ecosystem to empower entrepreneurs. Strengthen talent and career pathways. Tell Arizona's bioscience success story. This isn't just a plan, it's a call to action for innovation, for opportunity, for Arizona. The next chapter of bioscience in Arizona starts now.
And I want to give a big shout out to the Flynn Foundation for not only providing that video, but for stewarding Arizona's bioscience roadmap since 2002, making it the longest running, continuously managed strategic plan to build a state bioscience sector in the whole country, if not in the whole world. Thank you, Flynn Foundation. So we have a plan. But the question is, what do we do with it? So that growth, where we all have worked together since 2002 to build this industry, and as you heard tonight, since long before that in the cases of Roche and Becton Dickinson, Medtronic and others, W.L. Gore and others in this room. But when we talk about how we're growing, that is what's so important. And so, when we look at, building a stronger and healthier Arizona, we have to be more connected. We need to work together, and we need to get results. So, as many of you know, I'm an economist by training. You don't want me in your labs. But the numbers tell such an impressive story about where we've been and where we've gone and where we're going. So when you think about, where we were in 2016, we were at $23.16 billion in economic impact. By 2023, we had gone all the way up to $43.64 billion. Think about that. Let me tell you, if you were doing that at your company, you would all be getting a big raise. But we're not stopping there. That's just a post along the way. Our goal is to double and get to $77 billion by 2033. And as you can see, with that kind of growth, we can do that. The roadmap gives us a path along the journey. It is up to all of us to choose the directions that we take on that path and take the steps forward. Because if there's a plan with no action, it's just a plan. So one of the things that we talk about in the roadmap is amplifying the collaborative gene. So at AZBio and in our community, some of the ways that we do that are at Venture Cafe every Thursday. It is going to the Arizona legislature, going to our nation's capital, having a room full of AZBio members, meeting with our elected leaders, listening to what's important to them, and sharing what's important to our bioscience community. It's participating in the Arizona Bioscience Caucus so that when our elected leaders want to learn about our industry, we can bring in the people that they want to learn from. Regent Duval, we talked about tech transfer and accelerating research into practice. I love students. I love researchers. I want treatments and cures. If there is not that interconnectedness between our industry and our academic researchers and our early stage companies, we will not achieve our economic goals, and more importantly, the patients that are waiting for us to get the job done may not have enough time to wait. So it becomes extremely important that we look at not just the plan, but the very tactical things that are involved in accelerating that process, in working with our educators to make sure that they have a roadmap of what our workers need to know. It's critically important that we bring together, and as we do at AZBio, where all of the major universities are part of the AZBio leadership team, along with our industry leaders, along with our entrepreneurs, bringing everyone together to make sure that those conversations are happening and that action is being taken. Equally important is there are things that we can do to make it easier for this to happen by harmonizing our terms and conditions for tech transfer at our universities, by ensuring that we have the appropriate funding going into our labs, whether we get it from the federal government, whether we get it from the community, or importantly, by protecting TRIF to make sure that that resource is still there. Those are the things that are in AZBio's action plan. And I invite all of you to get involved and get engaged in making that happen, because it is not something that AZBio or even AZBio members can do alone. It can only happen when we all work together. But I'm sorry, things that get discovered in labs and don't move out of the labs to help people, that's not acceptable. We have an opportunity in Arizona to lead, to do things in a better way, so that patients don't have to wait as long. We also have to elevate our startup ecosystem. That's Precision Epigenomics team on the screen. We actually had a AZBio photo contest. You're going to see some pictures from different companies because they sent their pictures to me with rights to use them, and you're going to see them popping up all year. But equally important, we have to tell their stories. So every Sunday night, I write in the loop, and I post those stories on the AZBio website, and then I send them out to you. And since you're in this room, that means you're on the list, and you get that email every Monday morning. And if I'm going to spend my Sunday night writing it, I expect you to take a few minutes on Monday morning to at least scan down it and see if there's something you want to read. Because the more we know about each other, the better off we are in building those points of collaboration. The more we know about the cool advancements that are going on in the state, the better that we can talk to investors. Because I've got news for you. One of the reasons we're not seeing more innovation coming out of Arizona, we have lots of research. We have amazing hospitals. But if you don't have the early stage funding that helps that idea go through the product development process to actually become a product, it's not going to go anywhere. And so that is why we worked with the state of Arizona, we worked with the governor's office, and now with the state treasurer, and we're developing the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund. Just as TRIF was that catalyst that has spurred our university research enterprise, the goal of the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund is to become a permanent endowment that will fund early stage innovation, moving it out of the university and into the workplace forever. Think about that. And it will get bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And we won't be losing companies to other states who wave buckets of cash. But equally important, we're investing in the future of Arizona. Because if we do not invest, we do not grow. As a state, as companies, or quite frankly, as people. So those are the things, when we talk about elevating that startup ecosystem, those are the things that matter. If you are able to invest, you should be investing. If you are able to donate, and I got news for you, everybody can donate. You don't have to be an accredited donator. Go to azadvances.org, make a donation so that we have more money to invest in the companies, to do the internships, to work with the entrepreneurs, so that we can not only elevate them, but support them so that they keep going up. Strengthening career pathways. Kim, the work that you're doing is just absolutely fabulous. The work that I see at our universities, at our community colleges, and our workforce programs are all really important. But there are things that we don't have, not just in Arizona, but nationally. Things like apprenticeships. So you may have read in the news that the federal government would like more things to be onshore to Arizona, like API manufacturing and medical device manufacturing and other things. Well, that means that we're going to have apprenticeships and workforce programs to do that. And so AZBio and the Opportunity Through Entrepreneurship Foundation, which is where AZ Advances is, are part of NIMBLE, which is a national initiative to develop our workforce. These organizations are founding organizations in the Life Science Workforce Collaborative, which is a national initiative to measure the growth of our workforce and develop what is needed for jobs. And that leadership is coming out of Arizona, and we will be calling on Arizona companies to work with us on those individual development plans for that. The first one is going to be API manufacturing, which means that I have an Arizona native who's an old friend, and he's been tapped to help me get that done. So those are just examples of how we work together to accomplish the things that are in the plan. And lastly, we have to tell Arizona's story. You have to put on the pin. But importantly, it's not that you're wearing the pin, it's what happens when you wear the pin. People will come up to you and say, "That's cool. What is that for? Where did you get that?" And you can say, hi, my name is Tom, and I am part of a community where we're working to make life better for people, and my company is focused on people with diabetic neuropathy because there haven't been good treatments for them, and we now have FDA clearance on one that can really make a difference. My name is Kevin. For decades, doctors didn't have good tools to determine if a person was developing Parkinson's disease or other neurodegenerative diseases. My company has developed a test that gives physicians that power so that they can help patients. My name is Eric. If you think Parkinson's disease is a problem, try tackling Alzheimer's. The tests that we have are so invasive, they're so difficult. But now we have a team that we're working with that is developing a blood test that will allow patients to get that information earlier so that they can do what needs to be done. Those are just examples of why you wear the pin. So you can tell that story. Because guess what, guys? I can't tell everybody's story. We have to do it together. So when you have news, absolutely send me your press releases and I will put them on AZBio. Did you know that the Arizona Bioindustry website now has over 4,000 of your stories on that website? And if you start looking for information on those AI engines that everybody's talking about, you'll find that in many cases, it's just going to source the AZBio website because it is one of the #1 sources in the Southwest United States for what's happening in the biosciences. So get my news, get your news to me, we'll get it out. But you've got to help tell the story. Because if I can talk to 10 people in a week, imagine with the 500 people in this room, how many people we can start spreading the word to. So I hope that you will join us on this journey for the next generation, this third iteration of Arizona's roadmap. But more importantly, join on the journey of success for each of your organizations. The way that we can work together, if you take that roadmap and you apply it to your company, it still works. I've been applying it to AZBio for the last 15 years. So I encourage you to join us on the journey. I encourage you to keep innovating because patients are waiting for you to get it done. Keep educating our students. Students, keep learning. But most importantly, we need to keep working together because when we do, we can accomplish just about anything. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, and with that, we've got a little bit of housekeeping to do, and I am 2 minutes away from sending you to dinner. All right, so first of all, I want to thank all of our video contributors tonight. Weren't they fabulous videos that told those stories? All of those videos will be available on the AZBio website, so stay tuned and I'll tell you how to get to them. You may not have been able to really see the awards, but all of our award winners will be receiving digital copies of their awards that have been licensed for their use, so they can put them on their websites and use them to tell their stories too. I want to thank my friend Mark Goldstein, who has been the official historian and photographer for AZBio for now over 16 years. And Mark, we can't do this without you. Thank you so much. Mark's always so generous. So those of you that want to come up and take group pictures on stage with your friends and your guests afterwards, Mark will do that when we all head over to dinner. It's a great way to beat the line, too. All right, our sponsors. Let me tell you, these things do not happen without the support of our sponsors. And equally important, AZBio does not exist without the support of our sponsors. So I want to thank all of our sponsors. The sponsor reel was rolling when you came in. It will be rolling when you go out. Our sponsors also have sponsor on their name tags. Thank a sponsor. We do. To our KCA team, to our AZBio ambassadors, to our board of directors, to everyone that makes what we do possible, thank you. And to our community, from the patients that we serve, to the educators that teach, to the innovators that create, thank you. We are making more than an impact. We are making a difference. And with that, welcome to the AZBio Week. Welcome to the AZBio Awards. Dinner is served. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.